Bronkie and Tracky's adventures can help you learn important things about asthma. But please remember, this game does not tell you how you should take care of your own asthma. Your doctor can give you an asthma plan that's best for you. Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it's a rather interesting game. I never thought I'd actually play this game, but well, here it is. Bronkie The Bronchiasaurus for Super Nintendo, brought to you by Raya Systems and whoever it is that developed it. WaveQuest, that's it. As you can see, it's an action platformer. You can do one player or two players simultaneously. And you learn about asthma. Pretty self-explanatory, just that first minute alone. Anyway, if you go to the options, you can actually choose between 1 and 2 players. And of course, the second player will always be a different color because you're both going to be on screen at the same time. You can choose whether to have all sound playing, sound effects only, or music only. Or you can turn it off completely. I'm just going to go set it to all. And you can choose between English and Spanish. I'm obviously going to use English. And you can choose whether or not you want to play as Bronkie or Tracky or Tracky or however it is you want to pronounce it. 2-player Tracky will be red. I'm just going to go ahead and play as Bronkie the Bronchiasaurus because, well, I don't really see any difference between the two characters. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin the game. Years ago, meteors struck Sansarian. Explosions filled the air with thick and filthy dust. So the mighty wind machine was made to clear the air so everyone could breathe and the dinosaurs wouldn't die. Because this obviously isn't how meteors work. Or is it? I don't even know anymore. Thanks, game. Then Mr. Rexo stole the machine, hid its pieces all over Sansarian, and forced other dinosaurs to protect the pieces. Now the dust is coming back. Help Bronkie and Tracky find the lost machine pieces, but don't forget to manage their asthma along the way. And we learn how to use our asthma inhaler. You just shake the inhaler, breathe in, breathe out, put the spacer in your mouth, press down on the little button there, and breathe in the stuff slowly. Breathe in the medication slowly. You also get a hint from Hazel down there at the bottom. Bronchial tubes carry air to the lungs. Their walls will swell and tighten when your asthma gets worse. You have to wait for the entire animation of the person you're playing as using their inhaler to finish before you can press start. And at the beginning of every stage, the game will tell you what to avoid. For asthma triggers, you have the dust bags and you have the lit cigarettes. If you touch these things, the screen will go dark, and the more you touch them, the darker the screen will be. If it goes completely dark, you've pretty much died. Anyway, let's go ahead and pick up a pair of lungs there. By pressing A, you'll be able to use a breath attack on anything from far away. A lot more powerful than your usual Y button attack, which lets you hit things with a stick, as far as I can tell. And you'll be finding a lot of these things. So keep your eyes peeled for these little things. Might as well go ahead and mention the heads-up display there in the corner. In the upper left, we have the 3 items. We already have one, which is the little green circle there. I honestly don't know what it does. I can't really find anything that tells me on how to play this game, even though I'm going to play it anyway. And the other 2 blank spaces we'll be able to fill in a little later in the stage. Next to that is the number of breath attacks we have, and below that is the amount of health we have. We have like 3 eggs for health, and it takes a while for 1 egg to go down, but it does eventually happen. And you can go all the way up to 6 maximum health points, which allows you to get hit a heck of a lot, in all honesty. And of course, to the right of all that is your score. If you're playing with a second player, the second player's stuff will be on the upper right-hand corner. And it works just like player 1 stuff. Obviously, you want to hold Y whenever you're near an enemy there, and try to avoid attacks, of course. There's a first aid kit there, which allows us to refill our health, if need be. I believe it refills 1 unit. As for these little green guys that shoot to projectiles, you can duck under the projectiles. And let's see what happens if we go down here. There is that big green guy with a hunchback, or so it seems, but we'll talk to him in just a little bit. For now, we want to go all the way to the left here. Well, in case you got the answer wrong, you would have to go over here to see Hazel. Hazel will show up in a certain part of the level in case you get the question wrong. You will be answering questions much like, say, Captain Novolin, Rex Ronan, and Packy and Marlin. Other games brought to us by WaveQuest and Rhea Systems. Bronchial tubes are passageways that carry air. That's right. If you got the answer wrong, you would have been told, hey, go see Hazel, you're going to need help. And Hazel will finally show up in that one place, and you'll be able to talk to her and get the hint again. Now, the thing that we saw at the very beginning, at the bottom, before the stage began, that was basically our hint for the stage anyway. So we would have to keep that in mind so we can answer the first question. So anyway, control is pretty simple. You use left and right to walk around. You hold down the duck when necessary. B lets you jump. A lets you use the breath attack. Y lets you whack stuff with a stick. If you hold Y down, you'll be able to do it repeatedly. And you can grab up or down. You can press up or down on the pipes and hold either of those buttons down on the control pad to climb on pipes and ladders and whatnot. And by talking to this guy, we get another question. What happens when your asthma gets worse? I have more mucus in my lungs and my bronchial tubes begin to swell. Muscle bands tighten around my bronchial tubes, or all of these. All of these, obviously. And by talking to this guy and getting the question right, we get a piece of the machine. You definitely want to get all the machine pieces whenever possible. I've also picked up 2 other things. There's the RX symbol and the red inhaler. Definitely want to pick those up so you get 100% completion for a stage. Don't necessarily have to pick them up, but if you find everything, you will be able to, if you find everything and go without getting hit by any of the triggers, such as that slit cigarette over there, or the dust bags, you can get a perfect round bonus, which allows you to grab an egg, which increases your maximum hit points. Let's see if we can avoid the bag there. Very good. I'm not going to pick up every single power-up, just the ones that I can or feel like grabbing. And there's not much else to this stage. As soon as we go right from this part, we will be able to head to the end. And for some reason, in case you ever had to use the RX or the inhaler, the red inhaler, it probably gets mentioned there. You actually get to see your peak airflow. You definitely want to try not to get hit so you can stay to the close to the top as possible. And by keeping your med-ups in check, by keeping your health as good as you can and not running into any triggers and everything, you can get bonus breath attacks, more points, and you can even get a egg for the perfect stage bonus. And now here's the hint for the second stage of the city. Peak flow is the strongest breath you can blow into a peak flow meter. If your peak flow goes into the red zone or below half of your usual best, start your emergency plan. What the emergency plan consists of, the game doesn't really say. That's pretty much up to your doctor, because everybody's asthma is different. Anyway, we'll be avoiding cigarette smoke and actual smoke, which will actually come out of the little chimneys that proved to be harmless in the first stage, but not so much in the second. Also, the music here is a little different. Drum beat's a little different here compared to stage 1. And if I can get onto this platform, we'll be able to go over here. forgot to mention the enemies. There's a little green guy that shoot projectiles at you. There's little purple guys that will try to chomp down on you. And I'm not at a good enough range to hit him. Now I am. That's pretty much the enemies that we've seen so far. I'll definitely mention if there's any more. There's another one of the purple guys. I might as well go ahead and take care of him. I wonder if I actually leapt off of that, could I have grabbed it? That would be nice to know. Yes, I can. Let's go ahead and grab that. There's the little red inhaler there. Let's see if we can go down here. You can't go through past these little brown columns there, by the way. You have to find another way to get through them. And by talking to this guy, we get a question. If your peak flow goes below half of usual best, you should tell an adult right away and start my emergency plan. The three answers are always the same, but they'll always be placed randomly. Just the game's way of keeping you on your toes, so you want to pay attention when you do these questions. That way you don't accidentally pick the wrong one, you have to waste time and go see Hazel. And by talking to this guy, by trying to leap onto him, we can get another question. A peak flow meter measures my strongest breath. Thankfully, in case you have to find Hazel, she isn't very far. And let's see if I can get over there. Alright, there we go. Alright, go ahead and... Don't know why I'm grabbing the health. I thought I probably took a hit or two there, but it didn't bring my fourth egg down any at all. I guess I'm just trying to be really careful, because it takes a little bit for the egg to go smaller, and it takes a lot of hits to just lose one egg, as far as I can tell. There's the RX symbol. I want to grab that if I can. And I just took a tumble all the way to the bottom there. There are 3 stages to every level. So we're going to be going through 3 city areas. And then after the 3rd city area is completed, we're going to face a boss. Wait for that smoke to dissipate, and then there we go. I don't want to drop down there. I don't know what's near that wall. I'm just going to do this. If you want to hang onto these little clotheslines, you have to hold up as you're dropping down or jumping up towards them. Otherwise, your character will not grab on. Took a hit there, that's okay. And... oh, it's kind of hard to jump down one of those little pipe ladders. You just kind of have to be lucky, I guess. And that guy just ran straight toward me. I did not expect him to run through the steps at all. Took a little bit of damage there, but that's alright. We've pretty much found everything, and our peak flow is as high as it can be, just like in the first stage. Basically, as long as you don't take a lot of damage, you answer the questions correctly, and you go through the area without touching anything that triggers the asthma, you'll be able to get all this. I did not know that the screen transitioned by itself without you having to press the button. Anyway, as Bronkie uses his inhaler, we're going to read another hint. You can help control your asthma if you take your medicine as directed. Stay away from your asthma triggers, and watch for early warning signs of asthma. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and take on the 3rd stage of the city. We have to deal with stick smoke again, but we also have to deal with chemical drips. You really want to watch the wooden pipes in these levels because you never know when chemical drops will come down on you. Definitely want to pay attention. Sometimes you can barely see it at the top of the pipe there. That little green pixel there, not sure if you guys can see it, but it is there. Thankfully, it's not much of a surprise. Just pay attention to the pipe. You'll know where they drop from. It's not like they're going to change position on you all of a sudden or anything. Also, we now have 5 hit points because, well, we got another egg, which is pretty cool. And there's another egg right there, but I'm not quite sure how to get it. The game doesn't really explain. Maybe it's just there for show. It's probably just there for show. It's not gonna lie, I just managed to pick this game up and play it not too long ago. Just to see if it was any good and if I could let's play it quickly and easily, and turns out the answer is yes on both counts. And I thought I was gonna leap right into that. There's apparently a little breath attack power-ups right there behind the sign. Excellent. Also, I want to ride these platforms here to the right there so I can get that extra hit point. If I can reach it. And I'm not sure if he just appeared or if he respawned. I keep forgetting this platform doesn't go all the way to the right. There we go. Got that thing finally. Might as well go ahead and get up here again. And now we should be able to do some more stuff. Now, if I were to go down here, what would happen? Well, aside from having to fight a dinosaur or two, I don't think there is anything. Oh, it's a good thing I managed to stay away from that chemical drip the entire time. And I'm pretty sure you can't go any further to the right from here either. So we have to talk to that guy and answer a question. Is it a good idea to watch for asthma early warning signs? The only yes answer is the right one, because then you can do something about it early. We get kicked all the way over here. Awesome. Might as well go ahead and grab the 3 breath power-ups. There's the RX icon, which I want to grab, just in case. And by going to the left here, we can answer another question, which can give us a machine piece. Which is true about asthma? I can help control asthma if I take my medicine as directed. Might as well go ahead and take the part there. And I thought that chemical drip was going to hit me. Thankfully it did not. Go ahead and wait for this to see if I can do anything from here. If not, no, I'm going to have to find another way around to get the RX symbol. There should be another purple guy here. There we go. And let's go ahead and go to the left, avoid the cigarette smoke if we can. There's the asthma inhaler thing. There's the RX. Oh! Okay, I pressed select and I got this little menu. I did not do it at all in the practice run. I guess if you're in a dire need of trouble, you can use these blacked out options, such as use the inhaler in case you picked up the red inhaler and you have to use in case your screen is getting pretty dim. There's the sick day plan, which is pretty much what the RX icon does. So if you have to use that, There you go. And then there's a call for help. I don't really know what that does, but I'm pretty sure it helps you out just in case. And test peak flow lets you see how good your peak flow is doing. I'm pretty sure we're doing fine because, well, we haven't run into any of the triggers at all yet. Hopefully that won't change, but I don't want to guarantee that. Now I got some more platforms. Awesome. Anything up here? No. Alright. And gonna have to drop a little bit to the side there so we can take care of this guy. There's a wall we can't go past. I'm gonna have to drop down again. Now if we wanted to, we can go ahead and grab some breath attacks there. There we go. Now to watch the top bottoms of the pipes here, so that way we can get all the way to the other side. So I'm guessing that the stuff at the bottom tells you, hey, if you use your inhaler, this is when and where you did it. And let's go ahead and see more of those points rack up. 5 more breath attacks and a maximum hit point addition that we're not going to be able to use because maximum we can have is 6, as I've already mentioned. And after every 3 stages you will face a boss. First boss we're going to face is Tank. 5 large meteors high and as heavy as 4 army tanks. His hobbies are spinning and science projects. And when he does that little jump, you know you're going to do the screen transition. He's pretty easy to deal with for the most part. When he hunches forward, that's your cue to get away from him. All you have to do is just hit him. Just be at that perfect distance. That little crack there in the sidewalk. Then as soon as you hit him, move back. That way you avoid the spin attack, and eventually he'll be cowering much like that. And you'll get your machine part. Just walk up to it, just jump up to it, and you'll grab it. Very simple boss. And we've gotten one of the key parts for the wind machine. Got quite a few more parts to go, but right this is going, this will hopefully be doable. Anyway, another hint from Hazel. It is important to watch for early warning signs of asthma, such as coughing and shortness of breath. And now we are in the lake. You want to avoid pollen from the flowers, and you also don't want to run into furry animals, otherwise you will lower your peak flow. Also, that little orange guy down there, avoid him, he has a cold. He will make your screen dimmer considerably. But we'll have to deal with the lake area and all of its hazards in the next video. So join me next time where I go through the second level of Bronkie the Bronchiasaurus. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!